I hear a lot of business people say this. There's nothing like starting your first business. We used to turn up in the print factory at say 7 o'clock in the morning. We would make a cup of coffee to start the day. And then we'd look around at about 5 p.m. when things at 5 p.m. in the afternoon, and there were these half-drunk cups of coffee because we hadn't stopped all day. You didn't have time to go to the toilet. You didn't have time to finish that half cup of coffee. But we weren't tired. We were still energized and still, because it was just the buzz of creation.
And you used a word that really just kind of triggered me there. You used the word accept. And for my own journey, the moment that I chose to accept the things that were out of my control and to really, I thought that I loved myself. I thought that I had this confidence and this self-worth. It came from the self-inquiry. It came from the acceptance that I am not my job. I am not, I've always been an athlete and the tallest person in every room. I am not that identity of tall person or athlete. Once I came to accept that I am not what I do. And then from there, I was able to make great strides and live a much more peaceful life. And it feels like you got there by doing the hard work in talk therapy with Vicki. And I got there from news from a physician that I may never walk again. So, we all come to it in some way, shape, or form. I'm fascinated that you chose to do the work and you came to it through the way you did.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Super impressive.
You see, I truly believe, I have this image in my workshops where I believe we came into this world as these shining bright jewels. I have this diamond shape, this shining diamond, and ready to express our potential, ready to explode onto the earth and give of ourselves whatever are our God-given talents.
Mm-hmm.
So what stops us? What's the dust that covers this jewel? Other people's judgments, criticisms. We have parents, we have mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, teachers. And sometimes, they're well-meaning and well-intentioned. And often the comments they make are there to protect us. They're not there to hurt us. But we're so malleable as children. We're so sponge-like that we take things to heart. I remember saying to my father that I wanted to study economics because I wanted to become a businessman. My father turning to me and going, Geoff, you're no good at maths. You won't be able to do economics. I think you're making a wrong choice. So he's the adult. He knew what he was talking about in my childlike mind. I did as he said. I didn't study economics. I didn't go into business. Now I've since grown to 7-figure businesses, in different industries. We have to push aside these well-meaning judgments and criticisms and just go, no. Remember who I was brought into this earth as. Remember this shining jewel that we are. Let's shine it. Let's shine who we are and not listen to the noise going on outside of us.
Yes. Well, rough. How old were you when you had this breakthrough with Vicki and you were able to accept yourself in this?
I must have been in my late 20s, early 30s, I think it was.
Okay.
And I was so able to just push on from there. I was so able. And again, I believe when you push aside judgments and outside influence, I was able to meet somebody who was starting a printing business, a digital print business. And I remember this guy being really surprised at me because we met and he said, listen, I've had this idea. I want to start a print business. I'd love you to join me. Will you join me? And I didn't do any due diligence. I just said yes. And I think I was just in when you're in tune with your way forward and your journey and you feel worth, I just said yes. And, that started, we grew this 7-figure business. We serviced some of the biggest global companies in the world: Coca-Cola, Nokia, Ericsson, big pharmaceutical companies, big Colgate Palmolive. So, we were able to do something that had never been known before in my family. It's break the mold and break out of what my life pattern had originally been destined to be.
Awesome. How did that feel when you had that first success in business like that?
I hear a lot of business people say this. There's nothing like starting your first business. The buzz of that is, and this is before we'd made any money. Those first 3 or 4 years were just amazing. And I describe it to some people that we used to turn up in the print factory at, say, 7 o'clock in the morning. We would make a cup of coffee to start the day, and then we'd look around at about 5 p.m. when things at 5 p.m. in the afternoon, and there were these half-drunk cups of coffee because we hadn't stopped all day. You didn't have time to go to the toilet. You didn't have time to finish that half cup of coffee. But we weren't tired. We were still energized, and still, because it was just the buzz of creation.
I relate well with that, man. Yeah. Excellent. Awesome.
So those were great days. Yes. Yeah. And then, from that, I've grown a property business as well. And again, it's good for people to know that they needn't be pigeonholed. We mustn't be pigeonholed by other people's expectations of who and what we are. It's I've had a person call me this morning, actually, asking me about the spiritual life, and this guy wants to follow a spiritual life. He's been told he has spirituality within him, and he's taking it very seriously, and that's good. And I said, but keep coming back to your own truth, no matter who the person is and how much respect and reverence you have for this other person telling you this. Just keep questioning yourself inside. Quiz yourself. Make sure it is your truth.